Hey, what's up, everybody? I want to welcome you to Vivid Collectibles. My name is Danny, and today I'm going to be reviewing and talking to you about the Tweeterhead Twoface Maquette. This statue is the quarter scale version. They did make this in a 1/6 version as well. This is the quarter scale, like I said. It's currently waitlisted at Sideshow and Tweeterhead. And edition size on this was supposed to be 450. However, my box said 184 of 334, meaning they still can finish the run of 450. They were 116 short of that. So that tells me that there wasn't as much demand as they probably anticipated for this. So this may go into production to finish that run at a later time. So if you jump on a wait list, it's probably going to convert. This was sculpted by a gentleman named Arias, who I've never heard of, and Richard Long, who typically does work for Sideshow and of course the rest of Tweeterhead's team. And they did a really nice job on this piece. Now, it's a very simple statue. It comes in two pieces. Twoface himself and the base. And from what I understand, a lot of collectors got some breakages on the base and the coin. Mine came intact except for the coin. It was a clean break, just glue it on and move on with it. Now, I've seen a few reviews about this statue and people seem to be mixed on it. I've heard people say that he's a little bit underscaled. I can tell you he's not. He actually scales very well with my DC stuff from Sideshow, so I have no issue with that. He is, however, on a smaller base, so maybe that's what they're referring to, but he's still almost 22 inches tall, even with his slim base, and 10 inches deep and about 10 inches wide as well. He's very display friendly, and I love the simplicity. So assembling it is really simple, and it's kind of a breath of fresh air. A breath of fresh air. A breath of fresh air. I can't even speak. To put this together and to be able to display it, because it does not take up a lot of space, but he looks very good. He's got a really nice commanding pose, and I think if you end up getting this statue, honestly, you'll be pleasantly surprised, as I was, because I wasn't planning on getting him, but I got such a good deal for this statue. I felt like I had to jump on this. So I did. So without much further ado, let's get into the review. I'm going to tell you my pros and cons and what I think of this piece. Okay, so as usual, we're going to begin at the bottom and the base. So he's basically in a warehouse, and obviously he's got a wooden floor, and underneath that he's filled it with dynamites, and then the sub base is concrete. Well, I love the concrete. I love the paint job on that and the sculpt. It's got nice textures, and you see the shading for effect. It looks very good. You have rebarb, which of course you have rebarb. You do on every statue now, but the rebarb looks good, and I like how it's all cut off and they don't all look the same, so it adds a little bit of realism to that. The dynamite sticks look really good, and they add a nice pop of red to the statue. You see where they're wrapped, and that looks good. But very nice job with the sub base and the dynamite, and it does add a little bit of much needed color. The wood looks good, looks like real wood on the top. However, I wish they went with a lighter, more wood look to it, similar to what I'm going to show you here, the Logan by Sideshow. I think the wood should have looked more like wood. This is a little bit dark, but I guess it is in a warehouse. I think that's a little bit of a miss. Not really a huge complaint, but I think it could have been better. And then you see the gasoline spilling from that gas can. Again, I think it's a little bit dark. It should have been a little bit lighter, like it was in their 1/6 Joker on the chair, or on throne, if you will. The gasoline was a little bit more lighter, and it looked more like gasoline. This is dirty, looks more like maybe diesel wood, which is not as flammable. And then you see the gasoline spilling onto the dynamite sticks. Again, sculpted very nicely, done beautifully, but maybe not the color should have been a bit lighter on the wood and on the gas can. The match, however, the lit match looks very good, and I like how it's painted orange here to reflect that. That looks very, very nicely. And then the standout for me is this gas can. Look how weathered, and it looks like it's been in some fires already, because you can see it's blistering above. Very nice gas can with great details and paintwork. Grimy. It just looks really, really, really good. As far as Twoface himself, love Twoface. Look at the wingtips. Look at the shiny shoes. All the stitching around it. The shoelaces. Really good work by Tweeterhead. And then the white wingtips, the same thing. That beautiful gloss on the shoe. The nice treads. I mean, it looks phenomenal. You can't say enough. As his suit goes, perfectly sculpted and tailored. Nice textures throughout on the black and the white. You can see on the black side the shading, right? That looks really good. It's very subtle, almost like hints of blues, but it looks really good, and it adds a lot of realism to it. I like all of the folds and wrinkles on the pantsuit. Looks phenomenal. Again, the stitching on the side, the subtle textures, the great paint job. Looks very, very good. And then even moving up, you see the metal buckle on the belt. Everything is neatly done, painted and sculpted. The paint job is beautiful. No runs, nothing. It's really good. There you have your suit pocket looking very good. Look at the tailoring on the back of the suit. And what I'm talking about here, look at the lines between the black and the white. Just perfect straight paint line. No mistakes. Really nice paint work by Tweeterhead's team. Again, the buttons on that, right? The shirt. And everything is kind of like black to white. And then they switch it up on the shirt. And I'll get to that in a little bit. But again, more like great folds and great texture and paint work. Suit tailoring looks awesome. He looks really just fit and slim and very elegant. The buttons, the pockets, the folds, looks great. And then the hand that goes in his pocket, you can see the vein work. You can see all the nice textures and definition on that hand, and beautiful skin paint job. It looks great. They did a really good job. Can't say enough about that. And you can see the stitching and tailoring on the suit. Second to none. Looks really, really good. Love the white buttons on that for contrast. They look good. Really good, actually. And then this side of the shirt, the white, really to go well with the black part of the suit. And then the white buttons looks good. It really adds to it. And same thing here, except they went with the white buttons here. I thought they could have went with black buttons to kind of match the left side, but it's fine. And then the black shirt underneath. And then the white here with the cufflinks in black. Very, very nice. Let's continue. I'll show you behind it, the collar of the suit, and then of course the shirt in black and white to contrast that. Looks amazing. The tie looks very good. They went with the black on the black side, the white on the white side, and then they switched up the shirts a little bit. That looks really, really good. I can't tell you enough how beautifully sculpted and painted this is. And then you have the pocket square with the handkerchief. That looks really good. It stands out. And then here we have the burn side, and it looks amazing. It looks charred. You can see the tendons and all the burnt skin. That looks really good. And I like the paint job on that. It's like a dark maroon, almost burgundy. It looks really good. Great finger separation. Great details on that hand. Beautiful paintwork and sculpt by Tweeterhead. And then the coin looks very good. Obviously, it's the double-sided coin. The fingernails are good. They look burned. Excuse my camera work, but there you go. Look at the work on that. Hopefully you guys can pick up on that. And then his portrait. His portrait is amazing. Amazing. Here you go. Look at his eyeballs, the iris. The the nose, right? You can see the cavity in that. It looks awesome. And then all the burned skin on that face. The teeth have a nice glossy finish. They look dirty and grimy. Look at the mouth and all the different textures and beautiful paintwork. It looks like he's been burned like it's supposed to. That looks great. And then let's look at the good side, right? The side that's still Harvey Dent. The hair looks really good. Brushed back. He looks elegant. The skin looks great. All the facial expression looks good. Skin tone is on point. Even its texture, so it looks like real skin. The lips look good. The nostrils, everything looks great. And then the hair on the burn side goes to white and it's a little wavier. And that looks really, really good. Beautiful work by Tweeterhead on a statue that, let's show you the top of the hair. Again, great separation, nice paintwork. So this statue might look simplistic at first, and it is kind of simple, which is kind of refreshing. 2 pieces, put it together, and then you can display it, but it is a quarter scale for sure. He's definitely tall enough, big enough, and he's display friendly, which I really, really like about that. So I appreciate what Tweeterhead did with this. They made a simple statue that looks great. They packed a lot of details in it. And really, if you're on the fence about this at all, because I did see a lot of, I wouldn't say negative, but more mixed reviews on it. And I think it looks phenomenal. It really looks really good, and the details are there. So again, this was a pretty short review of Tweeterhead's Twoface, aka Harvey Dent. I'm happy with it. Let me know if you're getting it, plan on getting it. And like I said before, the edition was supposed to be $450. Mine said 184 of 334. So there's presumably 116 more that have yet to be produced that may one day go into production if there's enough demand for this, which I think it should be, because 450 ES is not high for a quarter scale piece, especially one that we haven't seen before on quarter scale, like, you know, Twoface, aka Harvey Dent. Once again, I'm Danny from Vivid Collectibles. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.